RecoverCon podcast is a podcast dedicated to the growth of ideas, concepts, and outlooks that support recovery and recovering community. I'm Gerald Lott, your host, a person in long-term recovery. I'm also founder and executive director of South Valley Voices of Recovery, a recovery community organization serving Northwest Illinois. I'm a certified recovery support specialist, entrepreneur, and a founder. And after a long list of careers, I found my calling in helping others find recovery. I work with many people, several addiction-related advisory boards every day, and my core belief is that people must make an effort to change their lives for recovery. There's a saying, no pain, no gain, and it's exactly correct. A person cannot experience life change without enduring, accepting, often welcoming discomfort. This is the change that hurts, no resistance to it. Today I've got a guest that I'm really excited about because he took that hard. He has made some changes in his life to try to create something for his community. And I'm really excited to introduce Tyler Phillips of Illinois Valley Recovery. Hey Tyler, what's happening, man?
How's it going, Drew?
Good. So listen, man, I'm blown away by your story. I've been, kind of a part of it. And, for the last 5 or so months, watching you get Illinois Valley up and running has been amazing. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Yeah. So IVR, we started October of last year. So it'd be October 19th exactly. It was 7 days after RecoverCon, which is initially where I met you. And that kind of helped me get this fire started underneath me, so to speak, and came home. I've been in recovery for over 3 years now. So I've been wanting to carry this message to help other people, to do that in a community though. And just wasn't really sure what that would look like, what that was about. RecoverCon definitely opened my eyes to what that looks like. And at first it seemed impossible. And like, how can a person like me do something like that and do it well? And I just kind of dove in. I didn't really, wait any longer. I just kind of started a Facebook page. That's where it started at. And I got into contact with you, like you had said. You said you were a part of it. You've been a pretty big part of it, honestly, to get all this stuff rolling. And, I reached out, we got together, we had a meeting. You gave me advice and tips and everything, and help pave that path forward for what IVR's vision is. And so far, so good. I can't complain at all. And to be blunt, like I didn't expect it to be as successful as it has been in such a short amount of time.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you for your kind words, but you guys did all the work, man. All I did was tell you the mistakes I had made, and any of my friends or my staff will tell you, never take my advice. Take my advice. I'm not using it.
Right.
So, man, look, you guys are in the kind of counties bordering the southern end of our area, and there was a big need from my side. There was a need. As I tell everyone, I got into this selfishly. I got into this because I wanted people in recovery, or people that were sensitive to recovery, or recovery allies. I wanted those people in my life. I wanted to expand my social network. And so when you said, hey, we're in LaSalle and those counties down there, right below us, I was like, wow, more people to hang out with, more people to attend our events, more people to throw events that I can attend. It was very exciting. So I'm just super proud of the work you guys are doing, and really, really happy that you're doing it. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So what was it about? What did you see at RecoverCon that set you on fire, that made you go home
Man.
and upend your life?
Man, I guess what didn't set me on fire, honestly, there was a couple of speakers early on. The keynote speaker at the end there, Brandon, was, I grew up watching that man on TV and seeing him do a bunch of crazy stuff, and I knew some of his story. So that was really what kind of pulled me in. And, Jimmy McGill spoke too. Great story. Never really heard of the guy before until that day. But there were a couple of speakers early on there Aaron being one of them. Just hearing the stories of people and then hearing what they did afterwards and how they're making a positive impact now. And I resonated more with Aaron more than anybody. I've done time in prison for the crimes related to my drug abuse, my substance use, and sitting in a prison cell. I never really thought that I would be a good person in society, a productive member of society, somebody that could help somebody else. It was always a pity party thing for me. So when I heard Aaron's story and hearing him come out on the other side, and not only that, but also what he's doing and reaching back into that environment and that atmosphere and helping people get back on their feet and learn how to transition back into what we call the real world. It was pretty inspiring. And then I guess the combination of all the other people, I know the Hope Recovery out in Ohio, out in Medina, Ohio, that was Stephanie did a phenomenal job at presenting that and what that was. And when she said that it was made to be a blueprint and to take it from there and put it wherever, I started to kind of get an idea, and daydreaming is all it really was. And then, those two keynote speakers at the end, and I left just with this urge to do something. And like you said, in a way, it was very selfish. Excuse me. In a way, it was very selfish for me to want to build something that would not only help other people, but I know that in the end, this is also helping me too. And not only do I get to help other people, right, but I get to learn about other people's stories. I get to connect with them on a different level that a lot of people in recovery, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or whatever, it's not very often that you get to walk up to somebody and have a conversation about that. I'm very open, and I'll talk to anybody about it, which I think is something that I needed to do this because I can help others, but this is helping my sobriety continue also.
100%. 100%. I mean, there's no way that you can do what we do and not be living the life. People see through it.
Right.
People see through it. And the people that we're trying to work with and trying to help, they're not going to respond if they don't think that you're genuine and you want to help,
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, thank you guys for coming up to the masquerade party.
Yeah.
I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely, man. Anytime I've never been to a masquerade before, so it was kind of interesting. I thought I looked kind of goofy with my mask on, but that's all right. It was dark in there, dark enough, and I had a black mask on, so you couldn't really see it anyway. But it was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, like Batman. It was a lot of fun. I didn't know what to expect, and it was great. I mean, it was good fellowship. We got to dance after you drug us out on the dance floor. We got to dance a little bit. We had some good food. Got some pictures. I mean, it was a good time, and it was my real first experience with like an event like that, where everybody there has the same, underlying thing, which is we're here to have fun, but we're doing it sober. So I've heard a lot about your events. I've read a lot about your events, and other than RecoverCon, that was definitely the very first sober event I've ever participated in. And it was really well put together, which I know that there's a lot of planning and organization that goes into it. And it kind of helped me understand, okay, like this is what I have to look forward to if I wanted to do something like this. And I mean, it was helpful because we're over here trying to plan our first event, not sure what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, financially, how are we going to handle it, and all the other things and the factors that go into it. And the masquerade was definitely a step in the right direction, not only for my sobriety and my soul and my happiness, but also for IVR.
Well, you said a couple things that are really interesting. So like you're trying to figure out what this thing is and what are we doing and how do we do it? And, the key that I came up with, long time ago, I was in the music business and someone told me, don't try to make music you want other people to like, make music that you like, right?
Mm.
And I've taken that on across my life. The things that we do are the things that I would want to do. I'm not going to throw a party and try to entertain you. We threw a party that we would like to go to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we I don't feel like people in recovery can. I don't feel like you can offer them second rate stuff. I hope you real or saw that. We had a top notch DJ. We had top notch food. The decorations were up to par. I mean, we even had like childcare.
Yeah.
It was not a party for drunk people. It was a party, and it just
Yeah.
happened to not have any liquor. And that's how we believe that you should be doing events for people in recovery. We are not second class citizens. We are first class citizens. We deserve to be treated that way. The people that I know that come to our events have struggled long and hard to get their sobriety. The least we can do is honor that and give them the respect of giving them top notch entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I agree with all that you said. I think that's important to make it known that you aren't a second class citizen just because you are in recovery, right? And that the things that you are putting on, and that's kind of not knowing how I was doing it. That's kind of how we started to plan the events for this coming year. Was what do we like to do in the area that is enjoyable for not just myself, but I really wasn't, honestly, I picked things that I thought I would enjoy because I know that I've done them before and I know that I've enjoyed them sober. So why wouldn't other people do that? But I did appreciate the great food and the DJ and the music, the karaoke. Like, it was all top notch. You could definitely tell a lot of time, planning, and effort went into it. And it wasn't like by any means second class. So yeah, definitely really well.
I so wish that I could take credit for all that. Um, Honestly, Tyler, you are only going to be as strong as your team, and my team really came through. I had the idea, let's do a party, I think, or maybe I did. I don't remember how the idea came. I know I okayed it, and then my team went to work, and they are just the most amazing, dedicated, committed people, and what they pulled off, you know,
Yeah,
hands down was amazing. But that's the big part of it, right? It's getting the community to uh, rally around and make it not just a Gerald thing or not just a Tyler thing, but a recovery community thing.
right.
You know. So what do you guys got on? What's on the agenda? What are you guys up to?
So February 1st, we decided that we were going to do a bowling event. Strike Up Sobriety is the title of it. That came about from a friend who donated to IVR by buying, I guess they're called family packs for 6 people each. They gave us a couple of them, and that comes with pizza, drinks, 2 hours for bowling, up to 12 people. And originally, that was the plan, just to see if we could fill those 12 spots. And we've had to double that. We've had to buy 2 more passes to accommodate. And I think the tough part was hitting that cutoff line, not knowing like how many people is too many people, what can this the bowling alley accommodate. But we got it all squared away, we got it all figured out. So yeah, February 1st, we will be having a bowling party, if you will. It'll have pizza, it'll have soda, all free to everybody, no cost to anybody that attends or participates. And I've still had a couple people reach out even after we filled all of those spots, and definitely let them know more than welcome to come hang out, more than welcome to come and chat and just have fun. um, I won't be bowling in my spot the entire time. I plan on going around and talking. I do like to talk and communicate with the people that I'm with. So definitely want to touch base and hear other people's stories or whatever they want to talk about. So I'd be more than happy to hand up my spot to anybody that would want to come and bowl for a couple hours. But by all means, come eat some pizza, come drink some soda with us, come watch some bowling, come hang out, come talk. But that's February 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Illinois Valley Super Bowl, which is in Peru.
Okay. Okay. So you said you had some extra people show up. that you don't have room for.
Right.
Um, so is they can come and they could bowl themselves. They just would not be under your ticket, but there is room for them to bowl.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to get to the tell us your sad story, but first, you guys did a Narcan event at
Yeah.
a month ago or so.
Yeah, it was December 14th, which is a Saturday right in the middle of December. It just started getting cold, and it was pretty chilly that day. It was raining off and on, but we went to the Kris Kringle Market, which was in downtown Ottawa. We set up a tent, we had a table, everything we felt necessary. Gerald, you donated some boxes of Narcan to us, and we were able to take that and some free hot cocoa that we were able to purchase through donations as well. And we were able to go sit there from 11 to 2, I believe. We planned on 11 to 4. We ended up running out of hot cocoa. So it was also kind of raining and icing and it was freezing. So we got out of there after a few hours. But we had about 70 people come up to our booth, our table, if you will, and come and ask questions. Who are we? What are we doing? Handed out Narcan, free hot cocoa. We had baked goods. I attempted to bake my own cookies and my own muffins for the first time ever. I think I got 2 batches of cookies in, and I got very upset with myself, and I gave up. But my fiance luckily took over and finished them, so we were able to give away free baked goods as well. Overall, awesome experience. Definitely had a lot of weird looks at first, like what are these people overdoing? We had a nice big white sign, and on the sign it said free hot cocoa and Narcan, which I thought was a pretty interesting way to get people in. Definitely not my idea to make that sign. So grateful, like you said, for the team that I do have. We have a small team, but we have a strong team, which I think is super important. But we definitely reached some people that day, and what I thought the coolest part about all of it, and these are just kind of like the promises of recovery, right? Is I just contacted the city of Ottawa any way that I could. I was told no a couple times. And then the chief of police in Ottawa, who is now retired and a new chief has taken over. So this former chief reached out to me, and we had about a 45-minute to an hour meeting. And I just told him my story, told him what IVR was about, what we wanted to do. And at first he was kind of hesitant about us being in the location we were at, because those people at that market have to pay good money to have a booth at that thing. And here we are wanting to sit across the street from those people for free and just hand out free stuff. And in the end, it worked out. He was on board. He was all for it. And then a couple of weeks later, he retired and he got out of there. So I feel like, we kind of caught a blessing right before he left. And it was definitely a great experience for sure.
So you kind of riding on the wings of God a little bit, huh?
I mean, I can't deny that at all. I tell people this, that whoever wants to listen, I walk up to the door and it just opens up. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a struggle yet, and I know that they'll come. I know that it's not going to be easy the entire time. It's only been 5 months or however long it's been now, but I haven't had any problems. I haven't had any pushback. I just every single opportunity has been, presented to me. Every door's been open. It's 100% God doing a lot of that stuff. And I've known from, with my faith that I have, I've always been told you can pray for a job over and over, but if you don't put in a application, you're not going to get the job. So meaning you can pray for a lot of things, but if you don't put in the footwork and you don't put in any effort, you're not going to get any results, right? So we're doing the groundwork, we're doing the footwork, and prayers are being answered, doors are being opened left and right. So yeah, definitely.
All right, Tyler, I'm going to save you from sleeping on the couch. You have to. Your team is partially your fiance, the beautiful.
Correct.
Tell me her name is
Ariel is her name.
Ariel. So
yes,
got to give kudos to Ariel because she's keeping you standing up, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my name, I may be, the title may be executive director, but this woman not only helps run this organization, but she runs the house that I'm sitting in currently talking to you. So she has been the backbone for sure through all of this. She is our secretary slash treasurer right now, and doing a lot of that work that I don't want to, because I think it's disgusting, but it's very important, and I know it needs to be done. And she's a lot smarter in that area than I am. And then we have Sarah Jones, who is our vice president. And I met Sarah the same day that I met you for the first time for that meeting. And Sarah has a very, I guess, diverse background, if you would say, very similar to mine, but different in a lot of ways too. And I just hearing her talk and hearing the passion that she had for it, I knew right away that I wanted her to be a part of this. And it was just a simple, hey, I'm thinking maybe you'd be good for this spot right here to help move this organization forward and to help reach more people in the community. And she did not hesitate. She jumped right in. She's awesome. Those two women, though, have been great. And then we have Julia. Julia Fowles is her name, and she's a blessing 100%. I mean, I can navigate Facebook pretty well, but this woman is a marketing guru, as she likes to call herself, but I agree with that statement. She reached out to me. I do go to church with her, but she has a background of marketing and social media, and she just simply wanted to help. And I, me being who I am, and seeing how the world works and being an addict in the past, if somebody's going to offer their help, they usually want something in return, right? So I said, well, hey, like, I don't have any money for you. Like, I can't, and she's like, absolutely not. I don't want any of that. I want to help you. I want to do this for free. And she believed in the cause. She thought it was great. So, to my knowledge, she hasn't ever experienced anything herself with recovery personally. But in that world, I know that everybody somewhere down the line has been affected by it. But she had created our website from scratch, IllinoisValleyRecovery.com. And it's turned into something quite beautiful, in my opinion. She's a mother of two also, and raising them and doing all this stuff for us for free is just great. So it's myself and three awesome women who are holding us all down. And yeah, it's been quite a journey with them.
And then you've got some other partners there in the community. You've got
right.
Luke.
Yep.
So
we have Luke down there at Perfectly Flawed, who reached out, and we've been in communication and plan on collaborating in the very near future on a couple of things this year for sure, and just taking what Perfectly Flawed has already done, and they've been a pretty well established organization in this area for harm reduction and recovery, and allowing us to come into their world, so to speak, and work together to spread that message of recovery. But also what we're trying to focus on solely to begin with is these events, these recovery events, and to get really, really good at those, and then worry about the stuff that comes along with it later. But Luke, having the resources that he has and the employees that work for him and do all this stuff along those lines of events, definitely, I think, a great partnership to get together and do those things. I know every year they do like Earth Day sometime in April, that we've talked about. We have an event coming up in March that we have talked about, which is hockey. There will be more information on. I have all the information. I just don't know if I should bring that up right now. But we definitely have some ideas, definitely have some stuff to work towards and move forward together with. So excited with that for sure.
What about Aruka?
Oh yeah, Aruka. I don't know how I could forget about Aruka. Aruka's doing crazy good things over here in LaSalle County. They're a little bit in 5 different counties, or all over the place. They do a bunch of stuff. Aruka, they have been helpful. Sarah Scruggs out there, Dr. Sarah Scruggs out there at Aruka, invited me into her world over there in Princeton with a dinner. Initially, I met a gentleman from Southern Illinois, Franklin County. People may know him. His name is Mike Tyson.
Good
big
friend of the
tattoo on his
podcast.
face. Yeah, no, not that Mike Tyson, but yeah, Mike Tyson, great dude, awesome man. I met him. I met the police chief out there in Princeton, Tom, and then the next day, I mean, you were there for that. That training, I think, was awesome. I'm glad that she was able to put that together, and them doing this warming center here, I think is super important because right now it's like 14 degrees outside, and Sarah has been more than willing to be another asset, another line of communication if I need any help, if I need any guidance. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more blessed I could have gotten with the timing, with the people around me, with the help and the guidance. And as you say, not your advice, but what you're not to do is that you've learned from your past. So,
Don't step
but
in
yeah,
that hole.
yeah, right.
Well, that's awesome, man. Listen, so you bring us to it. I mean, how does Tyler get here? Who's Tyler? Tell me your story, man.
Well, I'll try to give you a condensed version, but yeah, like the bottom of your screen will say, Tyler Phillips. I'm 33 years old. I'll be 34 in April. My journey with recovery started at a younger age, I guess, but my journey with drugs and alcohol started at a very young age. So I was 10 years old the first time that I tried any kind of alcohol or drugs. And then that kind of, I honestly, I didn't like alcohol at first. That wasn't for me, but I was introduced to weed a couple years later. I kind of fell in love with that right away. It allowed me to escape from this world that I didn't want to be a part of. There's a lot of things that I went through as a kid that I would say most quote unquote normal kids don't have to go through or be a part of, and not knowing any different, not knowing why I wanted to not feel the way I was feeling, not knowing how to explain all of that. I found that getting high was a way for me to escape from all of that. And so that's what I did. And that's what I did. And I got really good at it. And well, I thought I got really good at it. And then, as it progressed, I got into high school, experimenting with different stuff here and there, as some high schoolers do, I guess, and trying to just figure it out, fit in, get in where I fit in with the people that I was trying to be friends with, and learning that I found myself being friends with everybody. So I look at it like I was kind of like a chameleon. I just adapted to my surroundings no matter where I was at. And I was very manipulative. I was really good at getting what I wanted out of people, and then moving on to the next one. And then at 17, life really changed a lot. So just hanging out with some friends, or I guess friends then, but not so much now, obviously. And I do remember all I wanted to do was get some weed. That's it. And they couldn't do that for me. But the guy that I was hanging out with, who was like 6 or 7 years older than I was, all he told me was, I can't get you that, but I can get you some heroin. I've always been taught in school and dare or whatever that heroin is the one thing you don't want to do. It can kill you. And so my initial reaction was, no, I don't want any of that. I don't want to die. And he looked me in my eye and he said, I won't let you die. And so here I am, 17 years old, with the opportunity to try this new drug I've never tried before. And I'm trusting this heroin addict looking me in my eyes that's telling me that they're not going to let me die. And I said, well, I'll do a little bit, I'll snort a line or something. He said, no, we don't snort it. If you're going to do it, you got to shoot it. I said, well, I've never done that. He said, don't worry, I'll do it for you. So it was like every single thing that I try to tell myself no, there was an answer. And ultimately, I wanted to do it. It wasn't that he forced me or anything like that. I wanted to do it. I was just scared. But once that first time happened and that high hit my brain, my world completely changed. It was the only thing I wanted. It was the only thing that mattered. It was the only thing that helped. And it completely transformed what I thought life was into what this, alternate universe, if you will, it was a lot of rocky ups and downs. That was at 17 years old that first time. So from then, I mean, I was in and out of jail, going, stealing because I had a $300 a day habit, but I didn't have a job. So I was getting the money any way that I could, whether that was stealing from people I knew or people I didn't know. Uh, you know, it was there was no morals. Morals were out the window. It was just me and the drug, and anything that came in between me and that drug, I didn't care about. I didn't care if you gave birth to me. I didn't care if you were the person that I slept next to every night. It didn't matter. That's what I wanted, and if you got in my way, then I was going to run right through you to get it. And ultimately, that obviously burned a lot of bridges with a lot of people, and some relationships even to this day that I have not been able to make amends for, to them face to face, and that's okay. I'll just keep living this life sober. But um, you know, first time in the county jail was shortly after I started getting high like that, and then ended up going to prison once. Did 9 months with the Department of Correction. They call it it was a boot camp type of setting. It was down in DuQuoin or Pinckneyville, wherever it was, Southern Illinois. They always send you 6.5 hours away from home when you go to prison for some reason. But they sent me way down south. I did that. I came home and I was good for 10 months and 2 days. And I got arrested again. Within that 10 months, though, I went from what I thought life was crazy before to, of course, I went right back to doing dope. And then, all the additives that come with it, whether it's crack or cocaine or pills or whatever, anything at that point in time, there was no like safety net anymore. The gloves are taken off, the kid gloves are gone. I'm an adult now. I turned 21 in that span of that 10 months. So then alcohol became more prevalent because I could legally go and buy it now.
Right.
It was a perfect storm of chaos, right? And I was right in the middle of it all. And to me, it didn't feel like I was doing anything that was like super wrong. I knew what I was doing was bad. I knew that it wasn't healthy. I knew that robbing people or asking my grandfather every day for $150 and him giving it to me, I thought, nobody knew what I was doing. Like, right? Like I was hiding this so well. How do these people not know this? I'm tricking them all. The whole time, everybody knew already. It was just, they couldn't figure out what it was, And finally, it was I overdosed December 15th of 2012. Died. Narcan saved my life. I remember coming to from that overdose. It was an intentional overdose too. This wasn't like on accident. It wasn't my first time. My first thought when I came to was, I can't even kill myself the right way. And then my next thought was, I'm angry at these EMTs that just saved my life, because not only am I alive, but I'm sober because you just gave me this Narcan. And I do remember an officer, telling me that I needed to get help. And I yelling at the people that were there, no charges. I never got in trouble for any of that. There was no drugs or anything that they had found. But the next day, I was in a raid at a house that I shouldn't have been at. And I was arrested then and initially charged. I did 3 days in the county jail. I bonded out of jail thinking I'm slick. I'm going to take this bond money and I'm going to go somewhere. They're not going to find me. I got arrested 12 hours later after I bonded out because I went to the police station to get my wallet because it had 3 bags of dope in it. I was like, I'm so slick. It's got money. It's got dope. I'm going to get this. I'm going to leave. And they're never going to see me again. And then I got there and they were like, yeah, we need you to come back here to get it. And they got me. And then they shut that door. And then for the next 37 months, I wasn't a free man. So I got arrested on my brother's birthday in 2012. And I came home from prison on my sister's birthday, which tomorrow is 9 years that I've been home from prison. So it's been quite a journey, to say the least. Now, when I came home in January of 2016, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I was good for the first year because I was on parole. But after the parole was gone, I kind of slowly just regressed right back into that same old place. And, I started, that's when in January of 2016, that was the first time I'd ever walked into an AA room, the tables for the very first time. And I sat down and to listen to these people, and I judged them. I said, I'm not like you guys at all. You guys have problems with alcohol. And then when we started talking, there was a crackhead on my left and a heroin addict on my right. And I was like, well, wow, I'm in the spot I need to be in. You know, like these are my people too. But I continue to struggle with alcohol and drugs from 2016 until 2021. And it was just, I've had some pretty low lows, you know, like everybody's got their rock bottom, and then you hear the term or the phrase like my rock bottom had a trap door, and you know, and then you keep falling. Like I've had really bad rock bottoms in my life, and when I got sober in August of 2021, like it definitely wasn't the worst my life had ever been, which is weird thinking back on it now, but my sponsor always used to tell me, you know, nothing's worse than a belly full of beer and a head full of AA, right?
That's true.
So I was out here doing whatever I was doing, you know, and I wasn't doing any like heavier drugs at that time. I guess I spent $900 in 2 days on cocaine, Friday, Saturday, and then I woke up Sunday, August 22nd of 2021, and I knew that something had to change. And I knew the only place that I could go to help with that change was an AA room. But I didn't want to do it on a Sunday because I'm an addict. I need to start fresh on a Monday. So I waited until Monday, August 23rd of 2021. And I've been clean and sober ever since. And
Awesome.
it was hard at first, man, but like, it's crazy. I can't even believe that I'm sitting right here right now talking to you about all this. Like, I can't believe that we have an organization that's growing, the community of people around us already, including yourself. Like this doesn't happen. And I used to think that this doesn't happen to people like me, right? And it's not really anything that I'm doing. I'm just following the steps the way that I know I'm supposed to, right? I'm going through these motions and I'm doing all these actions, and it's the input that's affecting the output, right? So I'm putting all this positive in, and in return, it's returning not only to myself but to our community in a positive way.
I get it 100%, man, and I'm so impressed with your story. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Absolutely.
It it's just amazing, like you said, guys like us end up on the other side, right? Doing the exact opposite, and so I'm super proud of the work you're doing, and support you 100%, man.
Thank you.
Anything
I
I can do
appreciate
to
that.
help you get further. So yeah, that's our podcast for the day. You know, we met Tyler, who's down in what counties are you covering, Tyler?
So we are just currently in LaSalle County, but that ranges from LaSalle, Peru, Oglesby, Spring Valley, Ottawa, Utica. There's some other country towns in between in there. I'm not trying to leave them out, but LaSalle County is a pretty big county, but that's where we're at right now.
Right. So if you're down in that area, look them up, or if you just want to, keep an eye on what's going on, I'm going to put up their Facebook information and their website again so that everybody can look them up. I mean, definitely worth keeping an eye because they're going fast. What it took me 3 years to get to, they did in 5 months. So congratulations, man. Thank you for being on the
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So, hey, everybody. As always, there's help out there. There's, if you can't get to us, get to Tyler, get to their website, get to our website, voicesofrecovery.org. Do what you can, but you don't have to suffer alone. And in fact, you don't have to suffer at all. There's too many people out here that want to help. So please, please, please reach out to us. Go to your local fire department, your local police department, your local hospital. Go to your local AA room and just say, hey, I need help. Don't suffer alone. So with that, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. And thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
All right.